Welcome, everybody. It took us a little while to get on and everybody get on the call, but we had a lot of people here. So welcome to the QB Appy Hour with Liz and Heather. I'm Heather Satterlee. I have a firm in Portsmouth, Rhode Island, and I help people with QuickBooks Online and third-party apps. So I help people with the implementation and adoption process, and I absolutely love it. And that's actually how Liz and I met, because we're both kind of geeky like that, and we love to play with stuff. So we started talking about it and an instant friendship was born. So the Appy Hour is born out of our love for apps, and we are having such a great time meeting new pro advisors and app developers and learning about all the new technology and helping accounting, other accounting professionals and developers kind of connect and learn to work together. So we're having an absolute blast.
Couldn't be more true. I love what we do, and I love who we get to meet. And for those of you who didn't see, I'm like in full developer Intuit support gear right now. I feel like the connection between accountants and developers are critical. I feel like you're trying to design something that we need, and so you need our input as to what needs to change or what more is needed. So I feel like this is just an amazing opportunity for us to be able to create something great together.
Absolutely. It's just been amazing, and it keeps getting better and better. So thank you all for joining us today. I'm so excited to see you all. We had such a great time with all of you back at QuickBooks Connect in San Jose during the $100,000 App Showdown. And so we're so excited to hear kind of what's happened since that, awesome day way back in, was it October? It's October.
I know, yes.
It's been a while, so why don't we take just a minute and have everybody kind of go around and introduce themselves.
Well,
let's start with Annie.
Yes, let's start with Annie.
Yeah, and then we'll have people go around and introduce themselves and kind of tell what their app is, and then we're going to do some interviews. But I just want everybody to kind of know who they're seeing in on Zoom right now.
And I've got a screen, so whenever you see your screen pop up, then you can introduce yourself. So we'll kind of go in that kind of order. But Annie, I don't know if you can see us, but we've got you pulled up. And so do you want to give a little brief introduction? Otherwise, I'm just going to share that you're Annie Terry extraordinaire. And all of us here, if you haven't had a chance to work with Annie outside of this call, then she's just absolutely becomes everybody's best friend. And so everybody in this call can probably nod your head and agree. She just goes above and beyond to make sure that she's helpful and that she helps you with your messaging and gets you out in front of the right people. She's super involved with the hackathon. So being able to make sure that the app developers have a great platform to be able to compete and show off their abilities. And then also she is the lead of the $100,000 showdown. And I don't know if she's with us right now.
I think I can hear her.
Okay, I hear you.
Sorry, I can see myself on my phone and I can hear myself through my computer, and it's the strangest experience ever, but I'm so happy. Showdown is a really special program that we run at Intuit Developer, and you haven't had an opportunity to learn more about it. It was born about 4 years ago with the idea that we had created this great platform. We had these amazing APIs, and developers were building with us, and we were dumping them on apps.com, and they just didn't know how to get going. And so we had this mission to accelerate early adoption of applications on the platform. And so we started a contest, and we decided, we sat in a room and we said, what should we do? What are our goals, and how are we going to get these apps in front of our customers and our accountants, the trusted advisors that we rely so heavily on. And we said, well, let's have this crazy contest. And then we said, let's give away $100,000. So today, we're so excited. This is the third year that we've been doing this contest. And after, we learned after year one, just giving away $100,000 wasn't enough. We needed to also create an ongoing marketing campaign with these developers, because here we had chosen the top 10 applications of the year, and it just wasn't enough to give one app $100,000. We needed to continue to promote them and work with them throughout the year and really get them the visibility that they needed. So I am so grateful to work on this program. I agree. This has been exciting for me, but more than just being able to promote the top 10 applications, it's an opportunity to really, get to know these amazing apps and the amazing people behind the applications and the mission, and really like live out the true mission of Intuit. So I'm happy to. Thanks for having us, Liz and Heather.
Well, we're super honored to have you here.
Yeah. And I'm excited, I kept in touch with these guys pretty well, but I'm excited for them to share with each of us where they have been and what's next for each of their applications. They all have roadmaps, and even since you've seen them at QBC, a lot has changed. So it's an exciting journey, that first year of publishing on apps.com and then the next phase. So I can't wait to hear from them too.
I'm going to go ahead and flip the slide to QuickBooks Connect, but QuickBooks Connect is an amazing opportunity to be able to be in front of all of the right people. So, you have not only accountants there and bookkeepers there looking for tools and education, but then you also have small business owners there. And so having these apps part of this program and being those top 10 finalists, they get the opportunity to come to Connect, have a booth there, and connect with all of these people. And so it's more than just, like you said, the $100,000. It's a program, it's a family that you've created, and each one of these people end up becoming friends and kind of like their family unit, and they start helping each other and coming up with ideas. And that's one of the things I think is really unique about what you've created.
Thanks. I couldn't agree more. And, we started to see that in year one as developers did it kind of organically. We started to foster it more in year two and year three. It's amazing. And I think it's permeated the whole developer community now. You've seen applications that used to say, oh, I don't want to stand next to them. We do the same thing. Excited to stand next to each other in booths at QBC, or they're collaborating together, they're understanding where do they exactly fit in the market, what type of customer do they serve, and developers passing leads back and forth to each other. It's something we see all the time between accountants, and now I really it makes me just incredibly excited to see it happening between developers. Inventory applications, really having a good sense of where they live in the market and being able to work with other inventory applications. Developers now able to say, okay, not only do I serve accountants and small businesses, but I have an API as a service, and I now can serve other developers. And so they can integrate with each other. And it really is becoming this integrated system of applications that only is better for our customers and our accountants and makes the ecosystem stronger. So it was a surprising outcome that we are now actively fostering. And it just makes me so excited.
I agree with you. I really, I think that the thing that's unique is one of the things I hear is that the app developers say, this is a different marketplace than anywhere else. Accountants share openly with each other, and we recommend the apps to each other, and knowing exactly where these apps fit in, who they serve, and even if it's just a small little piece of the segment, that being able to say, this is who we want to connect our people with, and sharing and knowing about each other is really important.
It is. It's really amazing, because if you think about it, we're kind of, we're not super at the beginning of this whole movement, but we're certainly not very far into it either. And so there's innovation happening all the time. And what's really cool is to see some apps that start out with one model or one solution, and then they'll find a completely different use case from, based on the feedback of one of their accounting partners or their small business partners, and see them go in a different direction. So I've seen that happen, over the years to a couple of apps that, started out with one thing and then ended up morphing into a different area when they found that there was a better use case for it. So that's been really exciting. And I know, there's nothing more exciting to me than working with the app partners and watching that innovation happen, and watching the kind of aha moments, happen as we, kind of work through ideas together.
I agree.
I do too. And I think, you too, and so many of the accountants are now actively helping the developers. And, I know Showdown is an elite group, and the access there is so great, but it's starting to, like we saw at the hackathon, it's going downstream, and you're able to affect the quality of applications at an earlier stage. And then I know with so many of our Showdown apps, they were so grateful to be at QuickBooks Connect and get on the spot feedback about their application that they could go and make changes. And that's what developers do best. They're constantly innovating. They're taking feedback. They're, they're doing rapid innovation and going back and saying, okay, well, I'm going to change this and then test it again. And it's been really, really neat to see this flywheel really get going because the quality of the applications just continue to get better and better.
I agree. And that's what we're doing today is, since QuickBooks Connect, since being picked as this small group of finalists, it's now seeing where are you now, what's happened since the showdown, what kind of connections have you made, and what direction are you going in. So that's the thing I can't wait to start talking about.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go ahead and share the drink screen because I feel like this is a drinking early episode.
It wouldn't be a showdown if it wasn't, I feel
right.
like.
Okay. Well, typically we wait till halfway through, but it's like, no, here's mine.
Oh, wait, I've got mine too, but I was waiting to put my little ice cube in. So there's my.
I
got
love
a big
these
one.
ice cubes so much.
I've got a double.
I love it.
I'm sad to report my ice cubes have all lost their batteries from my kids, like zombies in my house. So our ice cubes no longer work or blink. But cheers.
Well, they've been well loved then.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So for those of you who had the drink, and those of you who haven't, it's kind of a twist off of kind of margarita is what it reminds me of. So we had somebody suggest more tequila, so I'm not going to call that person out, but I think it's double the tequila. They're like, one shot? Not enough. So I guess it's what you make it.
Right.
All right. So I'm going to say, hey, Give. I know Regis is on with us.
Yes. Hello. How are you?
Hey. And so as far as being a finalist, oh my gosh, and being the winner, things have totally changed in the last just quarter.
It seems like it was yesterday, and it seems like it was also a million years ago. It's crazy, and it's great to see all the finalists, all the familiar faces, and it's been fun to keep in touch. And as you guys just talked about, and I know this sounds kind of schmaltzy, but I think being a finalist, part of the best part was getting to meet the other finalists and getting to know them and their apps and keep in touch and so forth. And it's a cool community. It's a great community, and it's been fun to bounce ideas off of each other and so forth. And going to QuickBooks Connect was fantastic, and all around it was a great experience. And for us in particular, winning obviously was a wonderful and unexpected outcome. And since our app, our whole focus is on enabling social enterprises, it's helping QuickBooks small businesses support nonprofits that they love, whether they're local or national or international. And at QuickBooks Connect, we had a number of nonprofits come up to us who were really excited about what Give is doing. And so they've now joined, and I think since QBC, we've easily more than doubled the number of nonprofits that are available for QuickBooks businesses to support through Give. And we're going to be increasing that by a huge factor here in the next couple of months. So we're very excited about that. It's just been a whirlwind. We've had a lot of good traction with both businesses, with pro advisors and so forth. And, we ourselves are a small business. And so we're kind of running at the same time and doing a lot of things just to make sure we've got everything in order. But it's been wonderful.
Well, and do you want to share? So let's start off with what exactly does Give do?
Sure. So as I mentioned, we enable social enterprises. We integrated into QuickBooks. We're only integrated into QuickBooks. And by so doing, we make it easy for any QuickBooks business to give a percentage of their monthly revenue to their favorite nonprofits. So they sign in with their QuickBooks login credentials, and then they choose what percentage of their revenue they'd like to give, and then they choose which nonprofits they'd like to support. So they may say, we want to give 1%. That's what most of businesses are giving, which is why we have the numeric 1 in our name. And they may say, of that, I'd like 40% to go to this nonprofit and 25% to go to that nonprofit, and so on and so forth. And they can choose just one nonprofit or 2 or 7 or 10, or the sky's the limit. We also offer bundles. So think of like Children's Wellbeing, right? Which is comprised of Make-A-Wish Foundation and Ronald McDonald House and St. Jude's Hospital and so forth. So if they are very interested in a certain cause, they can just choose one of those bundles, and then we'll allocate out their donation amongst those nonprofits. And so each month our system, through the integration with QuickBooks, looks at their revenue figure, calculates what their overall donation amount is, calculates how it's allocated out to their favorite nonprofits. We notify them, we collect it, we distribute it, and then we provide them with reports throughout the year and for tax time that they can access anytime through their profile on Give. And so it really just becomes a set it and forget it way for them to give back and to support their favorite nonprofits. And we also create a profile page for them where they can showcase who they support and so on. And then they can take that and they can link it. They can include it in their newsletters or on their own website or in email and social media and so forth, because every year more and more consumers say they want to support businesses who give back, right? They want businesses to be a force for good. And so oftentimes for small businesses, that effort goes unseen, right? Small businesses relative to big businesses actually give much more, but it's hard for them to message that necessarily. And so we're trying to provide a vehicle for them to do so.
That's fantastic. And it's, as far as one of the things that we accountants worry about is safe. Is it safe? And so I think that that's one of the things that you do that's so beneficial to us, is to be able to say you have vetted those nonprofits and you've already looked at them and you're able to see where those funds are going. So if they make a donation, where the breakdown is, and then being able to say these are the trusted foundations. So you do a lot of the legwork.
We do. And so there are, criteria for nonprofits to be on board. And we have, I think, a pretty good mix right now. We've got some of the really big ones, right, that all of us know, the big American Red Cross and Habitat for Humanity and so forth. But where we've really seen a lot of activity is with smaller, local, regional or statewide nonprofits, which makes sense, right? Because there's kind of a natural synergy between businesses and the communities they live in and these causes that are fighting the good fight and doing different things. And so I think we're continuing to see a lot of traction there and more of that to come. And you're right, we take out the legwork in a way for the pro advisor or for the accountant and the bookkeeper, because we're tracking all of that, and we provide a closed feedback loop of exactly every dollar, dime, and penny, and when it was distributed to the nonprofit, and what the reference ID is that we receive back from that nonprofit and so forth, just to make tax time easier. And then it's all secure, centralized, because it's all within the login credentials for QuickBooks.
Well, and it's not like, a little piece of paper that our clients are bringing to us and saying, look, we gave.
Right.
Where? How much?
And
we appreciate that. It makes it easier for us to understand where the money went.
Good. And, small businesses get approached by nonprofits a lot for obvious reasons, right? Nonprofits are always looking for new people to support their causes. And with Give, because they're saying the business is choosing what the percentage is that they want to give, so it's cash flow friendly, they can increase it at the holidays if they'd like, they can decrease it anytime, they can hit pause. And if a new nonprofit, if they're interested in supporting a new one, they can just simply add it into their portfolio without increasing their overall dollar amount that they're giving. But now there's more slices of the same pie, helping more great causes. Yeah. And it's all tracked.
I love it. And it makes sense why you won. It makes sense why, you continue to grow, because it's like you said, we continue to have disasters. We continue to have people in need. We continue to have, kids and education needs. And so there's never going to stop being an opportunity to be able to help each other and to be able to help each other safely and to be able to capture that. So
Right.
fantastic.
Yeah, no, it's amazing. It's really giving people that don't really know where to start with their giving a place to start, and a safe place to start. And I love that.
You said giving
Thank you.
twice.
I said
It's all about giving.
It is all about giving.
I love it. Okay, I'm going to flip over and give Snapdisk a chance. So Snapdisk.
Yeah, how's it going?
Hey, Clint. All right. So here's the deal. I think that I would love for you to introduce us to what Snapdisk does and what's happened since the showdown.
Absolutely, absolutely. So once again, having to try to follow Regis, who's like impossible to follow.
Right?
So, hello everyone. Yeah. For anyone I haven't met yet, my name is Clint Vernon. I'm one of the co-founders of Snapdesk. And, a lot of these sentiments have already been made, but I would reinforce them. Like being a showdown finalist was an absolutely like earth-changing experience for us at Snapdesk. We had just come onto the app in February of 2018. And so we're really just getting into our second year right now as a really like up and going app. We're very new, small business, as Regis is as well. I know a lot of us are. Snapdesk is focused, and it's been evolving very much. We came into this whole thing very big on the concept of validated learning and on lean startups, and boy, it really works. You guys were just speaking to it. Like you get in and you start listening to people, and you start listening to pro advisors, and you start listening to customers, and they tell you what they want. So we came back from QBO more than anything with just a pile of work. We've been buried in code and snow. We're up in Reno, Nevada, based out of there. And so we've been
Code and snow.
Yeah, code and snow for the entire winter. Our focus is small businesses being able to communicate with their customers. And for 2019, and this was a choice we had to make over the winter because there was a real first fork. There's going to be 1,000 of these between focusing initially on pro advisors or on the field service industry, FSI. We decided to focus 2019 on the field service industry. We've gotten a huge response from them already. And so what we're working on, really Snapdesk is a platform for QuickBooks users to be able to communicate in a lot of ways with their customers and keep track of customer information. The QuickBooks, you don't want your accounting software to be carrying custom fields about, things that are specific to the job you're doing for your customer. So Snapdesk handles that. The big focus in our development for 2019 is specifically on SMS texting. And we're going to be, in June, we're going to be at the Scaling New Heights convention. I hope I see a lot of you guys out there. And so we've really yeah, exactly. We're looking forward to it. We've really broken our year down into kind of two parts around that convention. The first part is with the SMS module that we have now, we're fleshing out, it's actually about to go live here in the next 60 to 90 days. Tons of features around recurring text messages, customized templates, being able to schedule text messages to go out at specific times to one person or a huge group of people all at once. Along with that, part of the huge
campaigns, really.
Yes, totally. And to be specific, there are definitely some users out there now who have SMS text messaging software that they're using for specifically marketing. And we're going to be able to accommodate all the marketing stuff as well. But we're a QuickBooks app, and so we're focused on your customers that you have now and dealing with them. So like reminders, oh, we'll be out tomorrow to do your landscaping. Oh, we have an appointment in our office next week. Like we've been doing with a lot of law firms actually who want to do appointment reminders of people that need to show up to their appointment at the law firm, stuff like that. And with that, the part of the huge feedback we've gotten is everybody loves, obviously, that we are directly connected to QuickBooks. So they can see their QuickBooks customers in Snapdesk. You can text your QuickBooks customers directly out of Snapdesk. But we've also been getting a lot of feedback where people are saying, look, I keep primary contacts in my QuickBooks, but a lot of the people that I need to text and get in touch with, I actually keep in Google Contacts. We've come to realize that learn that Google Contacts is not only the lead CRM for a lot of small businesses, but it's just what they use. You know, like we're doing, you have in field service industry, you have obviously small businesses, they're dealing with end consumers like landscaping, housekeeping, stuff like that. But you also have a ton of small businesses, they're dealing with other businesses. Like I can think of one specifically that we have out of Atlanta where they do fitness equipment repair. You know, and I was talking with the owner and she's like, well, yeah, I have the owner's contact in my QuickBooks, but when I need to call, you know, the trainer that's on staff at 10 o'clock at night, because we're going to come fix a you know, rowing machine for them or whatever, I need to be able to text them directly. And so part of what we're preparing for the first half of this year is we're actually rolling out a G Suite integration with QuickBooks Calendar and QuickBooks Custom.
Love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
It's really become it's an organic thing. And really where it's driven is, you talk about like shifting directions. I mean, this is something we were not even thinking about in November. But what we really realized, because in the process of building it out so that our small business users can utilize their contacts for text messaging, we've really realized that we want to position ourselves at the corner of QuickBooks and G Suite. Because by default, like what's really happening in our development process is, well, if you're going to be able to text customers and we're going to be importing customers out of Google Contacts, it is literally just that make that into a QuickBooks customer. Like we can turn them into a QuickBooks customer at the click of a button. And so because we already have that integration built out. And so what we've realized is there's really a market position for us at the corner of G Suite and QuickBooks. And we like that position. And we've obviously been doing a lot of research on it. And it's very easy for us to manage communications with same with Calendar. You know, we have a lot of users who, you know, they maintain all of their appointments in Google Calendar, and they want to be able to send SMS text messages to those appointments in an automated fashion. And so we're going to bring in all their calendar events. We're going to be able to schedule specific. You can do a bespoke text message if you want something specific, or you can have like a templated text messages if you want to just send a template to a whole group of people that are scheduled for events on your Google Calendar, or whatever you like. It's going to be very flexible. So
I love that you listen to the feedback of the industry, that hey, we can pivot.
Yeah, it's been huge, and we've gotten a great response. Honestly, it's been almost overwhelming. I know Kyle's on the call. You know, he's our director of marketing. We were joking with him. They're like, dude, you got to slow down on this, man. Like, we're getting inundated, and we're a small build house. You know, we've been bringing on some help. We went over to the university there in Reno, and we recruited half their computer science department. and so we've been building.
Kind of like, wait, they come over here again.
Exactly. So yeah, that's kind of the first half of our year is really
excited for you.
Yeah, customized scheduling and SMS integration with Google. The second half that we're planning on building is really circling back around to QuickBooks again, because the other huge thing we've been getting requests for is, hey, when I have an invoice due in QuickBooks Online, can you send an automatic text message to my customer saying, hey, you have an invoice that's 30 days overdue, click on this link and pay it. And that's exciting for us because we're very anxious to do a deeper QuickBooks integration. And so our invoice and payments integration, that's going to be a second half for us in 2019.
That's great, because one of the things that I started off saying was, I don't want people to text their invoice information. I don't want that. And then I went, wait, I'm fighting the behavior of a lot of these small businesses, and they are living in text.
They are.
So sharing those links, it's necessary.
Yeah, and it's nice with QuickBooks Online because obviously through email, QuickBooks Online is already set up so where you can go in, click on the email button and pay invoices and whatnot. We're going to work it out to where basically you're doing the same thing through a text message where you click a link in the text message, it takes you to the portal where you can do your payment, you can pay on the spot,
Fantastic.
Yeah, that's amazing.
And it's automated. And so basically you as the small business owner will be in your QuickBooks creating invoices, generating invoices. The text messaging part, you just create a task and it's auto sends. And you can set it up. I want one sent 15 days out, 30 days out, 40 days out, 90, whatever you like, as far as when you want it sent, and so that's
I appreciate you sharing what's coming.
Yeah.
So I want to give PayPie a chance to share what's happening with them too. But good job, Scandisk. I mean, really, really good job, Clint and Kyle, with pivoting to what we're looking for.
Absolutely.
That helps us to know who to recommend you to.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, so PayPie.
All right, that's awesome. You know what? Following your lead, Clint, is also as hard as following Reggie's. Okay, just so you know. That's awesome. Thanks for sharing that. And well, Liz and Heather and Annie, you guys are awesome. I miss you. Okay, hope to see you in Salt Lake City.
Yes.
Yes.
Looking
Yes, of
forward to
course.
it.
All right.
Wouldn't miss
So-
our buds.
Yeah. Well, what can I say about the showdown, App Showdown? That was just an amazing opportunity, amazing experience. It was a truly transformative journey, especially in the ways that our software is being developed. After the amazing feedback that we got from hundreds of accountants and bookkeepers, we pretty much just ended up going back to the board and redeveloping half of the app and improving tons of new features because we realized that their needs were so much more specific and there was nobody else fulfilling for those needs. So that was just an amazing experience. And the app is in a much better state today than it was even 4 months ago. So thank you Intuit, thank you QuickBooks, because thanks to you, more accountants and small business owners, they are sharing some great feedback about the software, and they're saying, okay, now you guys are in the right direction, and now we're pretty much loving whatever you guys are doing. So appreciate it, first of all.
Yeah, and Johan, I love what you guys are doing. So you're giving businesses insight to help obtain funding, right? Through
Yeah,
the dashboards and analytics. Can you tell us more about that?
So, our ultimate goal is basically to improve businesses' financial health. Okay.
Mhm.
How do we do that? We basically help accountants and bookkeepers grow their revenue by providing cash flow consulting to their clients. Let's say you're an accountant and you offer, or you're thinking about offering consulting services. Then with PayPal, you can just completely automate your client's cash flow forecasting from QuickBooks Online, and then just become an expert in a click. That's all it takes. Right now we have daily and monthly and yearly cash flow forecasts available, and even customizable what if scenarios. They're being implemented in a couple of weeks, and they'll be used to pinpoint your clients' finances. Like, let's say they want to hire a new employee, or they want to apply for equipment financing in the future. Then you can just have an idea of the impact that will cause in your business finances. So pretty much, regardless if you're an accountant that have been working with advisory services for years, or you're just starting with it, you can just go to PayPal and to provide that visual and intuitive guidance that your clients need.
Well, and one of the things that I love about PayPal is our clients need funds, but a
Mhm.
lot of times they're scared to ask
Yeah.
for them because they don't know how are they going to do in front of the bank.
Yep.
And so being able to see where are they positioned, what maybe they need to work on, I think is fantastic. And that's where your app comes into play and says, hey, you may need to work in this particular area before you go, and you ask. And then also that piece of being able to help the accountants be able to say exactly what you're talking about, being able to advise with cash flow issues.
Exactly, because
Right, give them the
we-
tools.
we noticed that many small business, when they just went to banks to look for financing, they were just having their applications denied, and they didn't know why. So pretty
Right.
much we just mapped all of those key performance indicators that lenders they take into account before making a decision, and then we implemented that. We fetched data from QuickBooks, and we implemented everything into intuitive graphs and charts, and even insights to better educate business owners and accountants on how to change that business panorama to become better presentable in front of lenders. So let's say we even built our own proprietary risk score that is just one sole information there. You can just take a quick look at it, so you can have a better idea in just a few seconds if you're doing better or worse than the previous month. But not only that, we have a full section just about improving your financial health, and another section about reducing your risks of default, of getting default, or even of defaulting your own creditors. So it's all about improving financial health overall, and it's split between two keystones. First is the cash flow forecasting. The second one is the risk assessment part.
That's pretty awesome. So again, I think that as more accountants are aware of what you're doing, there's definitely more use cases for it. So thank you for sharing. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Okay, so I'm going to say, let's talk to Penny Inc. So, who's here from Penny Inc? Because not Molly. Who's our Penny Inc. person?
Are they waiting to come in?
Oh, I hope not.
I hope not too. I looked through, but I just want to make sure.
Okay, well, I'm gonna let you do that for a minute, and I'm gonna
Okay,
move
why don't we-
over. to Flowless.
Okay.
Hey, Flowless buddies.
Hey, hello.
So you're all the way from Belarus, which is pretty cool. We've had some interesting conversations about how beautiful it is there, and so we're thrilled that you just keep joining us at a lot of the different connects and sharing what Flowless is doing. So I'm going to let you introduce what Flowless does, and then where you're headed.
Yep. Okay. So Flowless is a playground to create automated flows for different kind of tasks based on triggers in QuickBooks Online. So if something happened in QuickBooks Online, you can create specific rules and in the result receive some action that you like and get your some kind of automation. And the idea was that we just create a playground and people start doing and building themselves what they need. They do marketing campaigns, they just want to know account balance go down, they want to change some, classify some transactions. And the great thing from QB Connect and from App Showdown was, first of all, of course, the point that Regis mentioned. We very enjoyed communications inside Appshowdown finalists. Honestly, it's just a great feedback. It's different visions, different people, different apps, and this was just awesome. Also, communication with accountants and bookkeepers, yes, QB Connect and all the parties and all the stuff happens near, I mean, teacups, Regis, you should remember. I mean, everyone remember teacups.
The teacups, yes.
Yeah.
From the Mad Hatter party.
Yes,
now have a special
party
place
from
in
Barry,
all of
yes.
our
Yes.
That wasn't tea you were drinking.
Thanks to
Only
Andy.
tea, Regis, only tea. Yeah, so this was awesome. And yeah, from this QB Connect in San Jose, we also bring huge amount of changes. First changes was like, okay, guys, you have a playground, but I don't want to create something, just give me templates. Okay, this was one use case that we've created. And another one, okay, and I want to change at the end something in QuickBooks Online. For example, if my quantity on hand go down, I want to create purchase order. For example, if my transaction comes and I'm SME and my transactions comes without proper location, without location field at all, based on some rules from where it was done, I should be able to automatically set this location, or similar to do with classification, yeah, for transactions.
I agree with that. The misclassification. So that's a big area where there's lots of room for improvement. Even though we have all of this machine learning, it doesn't help with when our clients code things incorrectly. And
Yes, exactly.
Whenever the feeds come in and they code something as uncategorized expense, that means nothing to us. And so
it's additional use case also is uncategorized expenses based on descriptions and all this stuff. Yeah,
and
but
so what Flowless does is it sits on your QuickBooks and it says, okay, there's an alert that a new expense has been added to uncategorized expense, and then it lets the accountant bookkeeper know, hey, you need to do something with this. So maybe go back to your
not only this was a feedback that we implemented. We add additional actions that you can change it automatically in QuickBooks. So you can create a rule. If this transaction description or memo contain, for example, Uber or taxi, you automatically set category to travel. Done.
Awesome.
And this is done.
So it's like bank rules, but for regular
bank rules, but much more extended and for everything.
Okay, well, it sounds like we need to do an Appy Hour where we explore your new offerings, because that is awesome.
But this was something that we get from QB Connect from San Jose, yes, and implemented and tried in QB Connect in London. Yeah, in London.
Awesome.
And in London, we get feedback that everything is clear. Okay, some accountants were saying like, okay, now I can fire some bookkeepers. Okay, thank you guys.
Well, I think there's always going to be a need for, some human interaction, but I agree.
No, of course.
The machines.
Yeah, but I mean, it's also about making you can decide whether you can just reduce amount of people doing not interesting job, whether you can just with same amount of people do much more jobs. Yeah.
That's exactly right. And, you know, I see inventory down there, but another example would be, say that you have a client who adds an asset and you're not sure what that asset is. And in fact, you don't even know that they've added one. So you would be able to get an alert to be able to say, hey, they just bought a truck. So go find out some information.
Sure. Right. No, triggers and alerts, of course, this is minimum functionality you will get out of the box, of course. And this is something also like when you have a client and you don't want clients going in some specific directions, in some, like you said, asset accounts, yes, or bank accounts, you can just define these rules and make a control that no one touches these books.
Yep, I love it. So well done, and great job listening to accountants and listening to what direction you needed to build out.
Now we see that we just need to extend templates. Yes, as the more clients we get more use cases, and we just put more templates so that for people it's easier to start. Yes, it's always a pain to start with. If you do not start in 5-10 minutes, you will leave. This is a pain. Yeah.
Right. So you need to give them lots of options. Yeah, definitely.
I agree. Yep. All right. So
awesome.
Drum roll. So we also have Chatta here, and I'd love to hear from Chatta. So I feel like Flowless, we're going to have to pick up this conversation and find out more about. Okay. Because of course Heather and I go ping 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 ping. It's so exciting. So let me change the screen so that we've got Chatta.
Hey, Erica and Haley.
Hey, guys. How's it going?
Good. How are you guys doing?
We're awesome. So happy to be here. Thanks for having us.
We are super thrilled that you're here. And whenever I was going back through the video, I was having such a good time of looking at our toques from San Jose.
I'm so glad you showed that. I kind of got chills when you were kind of quickly going through that there. I was like, whoa, that feels like it was a year ago already, but yeah, crazy.
It was super amazing. Annie did just such a good job of putting it all together. It just felt like a great family reunion.
Totally. Cool. Oh.
So I want to start with, I think, do I have a lot of feedback when I'm talking? Just
You do. I'm not sure what that is.
I wonder if my voice is coming through somebody else's mic. And
I wonder.
Oh, I wonder if it's us.
Actually, it sounds better now.
Okay. We're good? Maybe?
I think we're okay.
So the thing that I want to point out is that one of the unique things about Chatta is that you really took a long time in between when you did the hackathon and when you did the showdown. So talking about that back and forth and learning from the accountants and listening, that's one of the things that I think has led to your success, is that you Chatta spent almost a year with doing a deep dive with the accountants to find out what it was that we needed and how they could work with us to find out what information we needed out of QuickBooks and what our clients were asking for. And so I'm going to kind of turn it over to you after saying that and say, what more do you want to share about what Chatta does and what's the direction that you're headed in?
Totally. So I guess I'll just give a brief kind of overview of what we do. So we're a really easy to use business intelligence tool, and we do kind of the hard work of data analysis for you. So we take away the having to do the complex calculations and digging through spreadsheets. So what that looks like is we provide accountants and business owners answers to their financial questions to help make the day-to-day operational business decisions. We worked with our accountant and bookkeeper audience. They're our partners from the very beginning of building our product. And I think Brad's Salmanis is in the audience today, and he can attest to that for sure. He was, I think, the first person that we really connected with. And every single partner that we've added, we work with them so closely. And there's so many different use cases for what we've built here. So it truly gets stronger and stronger with every partner relationship that we develop. And kind of touching on that, the accounting and bookkeeping professions are evolving so quickly. And there's definitely a major need for tools that support data analysis and the transition to trusted advisor, which is such a big kind of buzzword in the industry right now. So this is a challenge that we knew that data science could help solve. And we've really been working closely with our partners to kind of challenge, what does it really mean to be an advisor? What does it really look like to empower your small business clients? What do they really need? What do they really want? And so from there, we've really learned that there's a huge opportunity and need for education in terms of what true advisory looks like. So we're making a major push for that this year within our marketing, customer success, and sales teams. But yeah, kind of with Chata, we make it really easy to drill down into the details. So kind of taking another step further, if you're providing, regular financial statements, reports, or KPI analysis, we help you really easily get into the why behind a metric or a KPI, getting into the details so that as an advisor, you can actually provide advice, guidance. Here's why this is happening. Here's a potential solution for you. And let me work with you to help you implement it. So really kind of pushing, taking a trusted advisor or the advisory, we see a lot of tech advisory, which is amazing. There's a huge need for that. Data management to the next level. So that's really what we're working on this year.
Liz, you're muted. You're
Hey,
muted.
so I was saying lots of really cool stuff.
Yeah.
I saw you saying cool stuff and my brain didn't quite pick it up. I would have spoken for you,
Right? You don't read lips. So all I was saying is that you've done such a great job of reaching out to the accountants. And I think that one of the things that it's done is it's created accountant fans. And so each time that you start adding new features, we're all hungry for what is Chata doing. So thank you for staying connected with us. Thank you for creating some really great Pro Advisor programs and continuing to listen to us and to help us better give offerings to our clients.
Yeah, absolutely. Our partners and customers help us to grow and build a better product. We work with them every single day to do that. So it's pretty cool. And didn't get to say this at the beginning, but just huge thanks to both you, Liz and Heather, the Appy Hour, and Annie as well. It's been such an awesome ride. And our app partners. It was awesome to connect with Flowless and Payments by Bolt in London again as well. That was awesome.
Well, thank you for being so supportive of what we're doing. Because, Heather and I, we're accountants who use apps, and we wanted to just have a chance to be able to share what we were doing with other accountants. Because it's a struggle to be able to keep up with all of the job activities and learn new technology. So we really wanted to be able to highlight the apps that are making great strides in our industry. And if you take the time to learn them, can really end up ultimately saving you time and making you more accurate. So Heather and I are having a great time with Appy Hour, and we love connecting with all of you and making sure that what you're doing is in front of the right people.
Right.
And we love, of course, Annie. She's just fantastic. So I'm going to move it over to Chaser because I would love to let Molly have a chance to talk about Chaser.
Yeah, sure. Great. Thanks so much for having us today, guys. So excited to kind of see everyone again and get a chance to update everyone and hear what everyone's been doing since. Apologies that I've no video. My laptop is acting a little wonky, but we'll press on nonetheless. So an overview of what Chaser is, I guess, for anyone who might not be aware. We are accounts receivables automation software for CPAs, bookkeepers, and SMBs. And we essentially empower CPAs and bookkeepers to deliver this virtual AR function to their SMB clients who sell on payment terms by kind of automating the chasing of unpaid invoices via email, and all of this without losing the human touch, as well as kind of consolidating all of these communications into one central location and delivering helpful insights to guide financial decisions. So yeah, that's a kind of brief overview. And we've been really busy as well since November, kind of adding to our partner program. And also as a London-based team, the App Showdown was really just such an amazing opportunity for us to chat to US CPAs and bookkeepers and gain some really valuable insights and actionable insights actually on how we can kind of improve or tailor our product offering to different territories. And obviously the support that we've received from Intuit has really helped us to step up our presence and reach new potential partners at other events. So for example, QuickBooks London, that was a really great event for us. And we're so thrilled to see our other app partners and you guys, Heather, Liz, and Annie there. It was great. But overall, just being an App Showdown finalist is really just the chance to be recognized by Intuit as kind of amongst the most valuable new apps to the ecosystem. We're just thrilled to work alongside you guys and to help deliver QBO users these amazing solutions that really can save businesses time and money.
You know, and that's what it's all about is if the app saves time or money or both, yay.
Well, the ideal, yeah.
Yeah, that's whenever we go, okay, now we're going to take another look. And then if it's a system that's easy to use, so not only does the app have to do a good job of what it does, but it's also got to be easy.
Yeah,
and
yeah, definitely.
If you're hitting those marks, then you've got our attention, and we're going to at least take a second look. If not, then start to recommend you.
And so we've actually since the App Showdown, actually we've really focused on that and making Chaser as easy as possible for our partners to implement. So our success team have just actually relaunched our partner program with some really exciting upgrades. So each of our partners will get a kind of dedicated account manager that ensures they get the most out of their bundle. So that includes kind of training for their employees, product onboarding for their clients, help with pricing, co-branded marketing materials, and any of that support that they require. And then also what we're kind of really excited about is the partner status levels that we've created. So they range from Chaser partner all the way up to double platinum partner. And they're kind of based on the number of licenses that the accountant or bookkeeper issues. And they come with some really great perks. So kind of like unlimited certification sessions, co-hosted webinars, to like priority access to events. Or I don't know how many of you managed to grab a beer of our Pale Ale Debtor Days, but some of the kind of double platinum rewards or perks are your kind of own limited edition Debtor Days or a brewery tour of the Pale Ale. So we're really just trying to motivate our partners and work with our partners to help them take full advantage of their bundle offering.
Well, I've never heard of a thing of bringing together people with alcohol.
I thought you might like that.
Yeah, as soon as I saw the Chaser Pale Ale, I was like, yeah.
Yeah.
And so Heather laughed at me because I went over there and grabbed them. So
I think we saw you on our stand a few times, actually.
Maybe.
Liz had a collection of beer by the time we left London. Did you ever drink it all? Did you drink it all, Liz?
No, Heather. Heather said to me, "You're going to have this collection of beer and you're not going to drink it." And I said, "Yes, I will too." And Heather knows me really well. So whenever I checked out of the hotel room, because I checked out a day later than Heather, I left a note that said to my house room attendant, I said, have fun drinking all of these. Because I think that there was 8 by the time that I was.
I think you had, she was just picking beer up from.
I did. Yeah. I did. I was having a great time with my drinks. And so, yes, I loved it.
How many of you guys are going to Scaling New Heights in June? That's our next. We've got Give.
Chad will be there.
Chada.
Yeah, Snap.
Lois.
Yeah.
So you're all going to be there.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And I think that Annie wants to share something too, because she's got a fun thing that she wants to.
And Locate will be there too. Kylie's sharing that Locate will be there.
Hey, Locate.
We love Locate.
Kylie's our bud.
You'll see some familiar faces from Showdown's past, but Two fun things upcoming for Showdown developers. So we'll encourage you guys to learn more about these applications in two different ways. One is we will be running trainings on each of these applications on CPA Academy beginning in May, with a second broadcast that you'll be able to pick up information about at Scaling New Heights. And almost all of the Showdown developers will be inside the QBO booth at Scaling New Heights. So you'll get to see everybody together again down in Salt Lake City. And we can't wait to get back together, but also catch you up in person on everything that's happened in the last 6 months with all of these amazing applications. So 2 more amazing opportunities if you want to learn more about Showdown developers.
Brad's saying that he's having definite FOMO about not going to Scaling New Heights. Well, Brad, you should just join us.
You just need to jump in your car and drive to Salt Lake City.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty amazing.
Yeah.
I'm super excited about it. And we're going to be doing a special episode of the QB Appy Hour at Scaling. Last year, Scaling is where Appy Hour was launched. So we were, really born there. And so back we go for our anniversary.
Yeah, we're both teaching sessions there too. So it'll be a busy week, but I'm really looking forward to it. And I'm looking forward to that training that Annie was talking about on CPA Academy. I think that's amazing. So it'll be great to learn more, get a bit of a deeper dive into each of these apps. So
I agree.
Really, really looking forward to that.
Yep, that'll be fantastic. A good opportunity for everyone.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Well,
absolutely.
Absolutely, because it's
it is.
We can always get so cheesy, can't we? So thank you for joining us.
Yes, this was wonderful.
We want to also say that if you want to go share this out, that it'll be posted on Facebook and then it'll soon be posted on YouTube. So feel free to send this link out to your people so they can watch it too, App Buds.
I also want to just mention to our app friends that we had some questions on Facebook for you guys. So if you want to head on over to the QB Appy Hour Facebook page and reach out to, I think Brian Clare had a question about Give. I think he had another question about another app as well. So if you want to reach out there, reach out to Brian. That would be awesome. And also you guys are all welcome to join the Appy Hour Lounge. So we have an Appy Hour Lounge, which is a Facebook group. App developers, accountants, anybody is welcome to join. It's just to keep this conversation going on how we can help each other and how we can continue to grow as an industry by basically innovating, right? Innovating the next generations of accounting professionals and small businesses, right?
That's exactly right. Yep. Being in the same place at the same time allows for conversations to happen. And next month, we are going to be talking about common issues for not-for-profits, and our drink sponsor will be Kindful.
Exciting.
So thank you everyone for joining us.
Liz. Liz, if I can just share one small thing, if you don't mind.
Yes.
If I can just, it's just because PayPal, we just launched a limited time offer only for accountants and for their clients to benefit from PayPal for 6 months in a row for free. So if you're an accountant or a bookkeeper, you can just sign up for PayPal right now during the month of March, and all of your clients will be able to benefit from PayPal for no cost at all. No tricks, no credit card required, nothing. So PayPal.
So free PayPal? What?
Free PayPal for 6 months. Woo-hoo. Who doesn't like free pie, right?
Yeah, free pie. Free PayPal. I love that. Okay, so do you mind if we put that on our Facebook?
Absolutely, for sure.
Well, let's definitely do that. And
I love it.
The more that we use it and the more that we try it, the more that we learn about it and recommend it. So thanks you.
Guys. That's awesome. Thank you.
All right. Well, thank you, everyone.
Thanks, everybody. Thanks, Annie. Thanks, Clint and Regis and Kyle and Kelly.
Thanks, Heather. Thank you, Liz.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you all again. Thanks so much.
Thanks.
See you guys soon.
See you soon. That's right.
Bye.
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 Bye.